What's up guys, DuArktik here with another Marvel Strike Force video, and this video is going to be quite crazy probably. We are going to talk about at the current situation with Marvel Strike Force Envoys and Marvel Strike Force content creators and Marvel Strike Force community managers. So it seems that the more the time passes, the more information we get, and it seems like everyone has their hands dirty. No one is perfect, let's be honest, no one is perfect, but this is a culmination of situations that have been happening since the dawn of Marvel Strike Force, and it has affected multiple content creators like yours truly, Casino, Tauna, Heartgrave, DuArktik, Valley Flying, Boylon, even Mobile Gamer. Most of the content creators and Envoys have had some serious problems in the past. And Boylon mentioned in his video that there is a clique on the Envoy group, which my group calls the Circle Jerk. And some people deny that this is the fact, but other people that have been on the Envoy server say that this is absolutely true, that some people's voices are higher than others. Some people have more opportunities than others, even if they are all Envoys. And the situation is just so crazy that it's actually absolutely ridiculous. But remember that no one is perfect, I'm not perfect, they are definitely not perfect, but this situation is getting quite crazy. So I'm going to tell you what I know from different situations that have been passing, that happened in the past, for the past 4 or 5 or 6 years already, and more recent informations that we have been getting from different sources, from the comments of the videos and so on. So this is going to be quite a ride, but I think this is just the beginning of the rabbit hole. We don't know where this rabbit hole is going, but it's getting pretty serious. Okay, so first off, once again, we are going to talk about content creators, community managers, and envoys for Marvel Strike Force. The first one we're going to talk about is Tauna. So Tauna recently made this document to support Boylon on this video that he made, showing that what he did in terms of data mines was all publicly available. And I fact-checked Boylon, and it's mostly true. 90% of what he said is true, and 90% of most of what he says about other people, it's also true. But this is because some people supposedly respect their NDA more than others. I don't think it has anything to do with NDAs. Is that some people want to cash in from the work of other people. And this is why it's very convenient for some content creators to have people that do the data mines for them, because like this they don't have to waste time doing the data mines. Data mines is not super difficult, but it requires some time to go through multiple files. It might take a few hours, and of course if you can get this work for free and with zero of your time required, it's going to be better. Some of the people that have benefited from this for the past years, it have been DuArktik, Valley Flying, and Mobile Gamer, but it's part of the information that's publicly available. The people that are doing this job are not charging for it, even that some people in the past have tried to do so. So they have used this to their advantage. But of course, if you are getting the data mines early, then they are becoming publicly available. These content creators / envoys, they get butt hurted because they cannot monetize their videos, right? Because they are under NDA, they are under embargo, so they cannot talk about these topics many times, even if it's publicly information. I don't think this is the case. I think this is just scopely forcing things that are not legally real. But I mean, if they care about being an Envoys, they're going to respect it as much as they can. So once again, Tauna made this document, and Tauna here is acting like he's a victim, and to a degree, he's a victim. He's definitely a victim, but he's also a perpetrator. Because it's true that Tauna was a victim of community manager Archangel and his stepchild, Mr. Heartgrave, who highly offended Tauna by calling him disgusting things like pedotroll. Pedotroll is just something that is unacceptable, and other things on top of that. They were made fake excuses from Heartgrave towards Tauna. Then Tauna accepted these excuses or something, the apologies. It was a huge mess. This was like 1 year ago or 2 years ago, and community manager Archangel always defended Mr. Heartgrave. And Mr. Heartgrave have said disgusting things like all white people should be murdered, and if you don't have $20 to spend on Marvel Strike Force, that you are a subhuman. So we have these community managers, specifically Archangel, in this case, defending and protecting Mr. Heartgrave from heinous acts that he had. Now, while Tauna, on this situation, he is definitely a victim, he has also been a perpetrator, because in the past, he made me get kicked out of the main server of Marvel Strike Force when I never did anything there. So Tauna gave my email and my name to some Chinese app that it was like a pyramid scheme or something like that of some Chinese app store or something like that, and he gave my name even that I didn't know him, and I said in response to this app that I was not interested to work with them for political reasons, and then I also mentioned that I don't know Tauna very well, so I don't know why he gave my name. And because of this, Tauna was very triggered, and he used the public Discord for Marvel Strike Force to attack me based on that. And because the community managers and the Reddit mods or the Discord mods defend Tauna, have favoritism over Tauna, then they kicked me for absolutely no reason. You guys can check anything that I said on the official Discord, and you'll see that I never said anything problematic by any means. So yes, it's true that Tauna was victim of bullying and harassment from Mr. Heartgrave, but he has done the same himself against me. Now, let's move on to the next character on this major drama, this network of situations. We have Boylan. Boylan has done a campaign against myself, and it's my fault because I made a homophobic remark in regards to him, because I said that he had a partner, and I was like, a partner? What does he mean by a partner? I didn't understand that it was a male partner, and I said Hugh. And let's be honest, yes, it's true, it's a homophobic remark, but if I don't like vegetables, and if I see you eating vegetables, I'm gonna say Hugh too. So it's just a personal preference. It was by no means a big expression of homophobia, like some people try to make it believe. So Boylan made this campaign together with Mr. Heartgrave, and this is gonna get a major development soon. He made this campaign against me. That's fine, I'm taking it. Like, I honestly don't care if you guys, if people accuse me of homophobia, racism, blah, blah, blah. Like, all these things, like, are meaningless at the end of the day, because people know from my live streams and from my videos that I do not disrespect people based on their skin color or race or ethnicity or gender or whatever else. Making some easy or cheap jokes every now and then, it doesn't define character. And if you are using this to define character, then you are just yourself being a bad person, because you are exaggerating something that has little to no value. When and this is something that Mr. Heartgrave has done many times. He grabs small things while he does the heinous things. Like I said, all the white people should be murdered, while he has 2 children that are white, and calling people subhuman for not spending money on Marvel Strike Force. And he has done way worse things than that, but those are just the ones that are more that are remarkable. It's so insane that we don't know what even to say. So yeah, Boylan in the past, he maybe saw himself as a victim, but he was also an opportunist, to the point that his half-brother, Boylan is half Japanese and half white, and his half-brother, which I guess it's fully white, I'm not sure if this has any relevancy, but his brother came to the comments saying that Boylan likes to play victim and capitalize on these opportunities that he has. And some people have also interpreted this in the same way, as he's using this situation with the data mines just to make himself look like a victim and somewhat destroy one of his major competitors, which is duarktikhq. Because let's be honest, even if you like the same game, even if we all do content for this, we are all competitors against each other, and some of us live from this. At least I live from this. Boylan, I think he also lives from this. duarktikhq, I think he also lives from this. So when you try to destroy other people because of some disagreements or something like that, it's super bad, man. It's really super bad, and especially for us that have children, because we have responsibilities at the end of the month. And every day we have responsibilities with our kids, with our wives, and so on. So for some people, it's definitely more concerning than others. And like I said, based on what Boylan's supposed brother has said, he likes to really take advantage of this, and he's definitely taking advantage of the situation that is going on right now. But this is not to justify what duarktikhq, and not only duarktikhq, also Valley Flying have made on their own. Speaking of Valley Flying, a lot of people like Valley Flying for their positive spirit, but maybe that's a mask. Allegedly, this is just a mask, because in the past, for several occasions, he was doing videos with his children, with his two daughters as well, and he was verbally abusive to them just because he was not getting the right red stars that he was looking for, or the right number of character shards or something like that, or because one of the children made some remark that he didn't appreciate in public. This is something that you should avoid as much as possible, and you cannot lash out against your children when you are the one pushing them to be in front of a camera with a microphone open for an audience. So this is definitely something that it was very ugly from Valley Flying, but that's not the only case. Valley Flying is very, very against data mines, and is very, very against anyone else than the Envoys to have information up front. In the past, I have had different people from Scopely giving specific information, so I make a video about it outside of the Envoys to see what's the community reaction. And Valley Flying, every time this happened, he always tried to destroy me or discredit me or attack me for some reason. And I understand that feeling, because once again, maybe he's living out of the videos that he makes. But the same way that some people have some opportunities, other people have some other opportunities. And at the end of the day, we are just trying to get a living. So he cannot try to cancel or destroy people or whatever he intended to do. And this has not been only with me. It has been with multiple people, including one of his friends, Casino, where he turned against Casino, where Casino made some comments, and then Valley Flying absolutely threw him under the bus, and it was very, very ugly. This was back then, and Casino even stopped doing Marvel Strike Force content because he felt so responsible, and he had all his supposedly friends attacking him, right? Then there is also other situations with the other envoys within the group, between Valley Flying, duarktikhq, and the other ones that are not part of the clique, of the circle jerk, what I call. So who is part of this circle jerk? In the past, the circle jerk was composed by Mobile Gamer, Valley Flying, duarktikhq, Mr. Artgrave. Now Dulum is also part of this group. Run7 was also part of this group. And these actors in this major drama, they always favored each other, they always defended each other, even that sometimes in the background they were talking trash about each other, or some minor things, but they always try to protect each other from other people. And this is why people that are outside of that group, not only Boylan, not only Tauna, but other people as well, saw this as a very negative thing, right? Because for any reason, they would shut down other voices, and they try to have this monopoly of the content, monopoly of the views on Twitch, monopoly of the situation on YouTube, and even if anyone mentions your name, they ban the word or they absolutely ban the person. This has happened multiple times, and at the end of the day, like, we are all part of this community, so it's normal for someone to reference this person or that person, and it should be okay. If you are banning people for referencing names or something like that, this is like some level of fascism or some ludicrous situation that I don't even know how to explain. So that's the situation with Valley Flying. Now, Valley Flying, like this, it looks like a bully, right? Because he's attacking other people, he's going after them, and so on. And the same has been said by duarktikhq. I kind of like duarktikhq in a way, but I have to admit that sometimes he had made some remarks that I don't like. There was one time that he said that he was going to beat up kids that were messing up with his kids as well. Small kids, like all of them, small kids, on a swimming pool. That was kind of like lame. Then another time he said that multiple times he said that the Envoy, the developers that thought on this should die. I mean, it's something that as an Envoy you should not say, and something like as a person you should just not say, because 99% of your audience will not do anything, but there is that 1% that might get those ideas into their head, and after those ideas don't leave. So you have to be careful with what we say, but also what we transmit to our community. This is something that yesterday was unwelcome. It was people making fun of Boylan's hair. Like I said, Boylan is mixed race, Asian with white, so he maybe has some specific characteristics that make him to have that hairstyle. But if people in your chat are doing like racist remarks towards Boylan, and you allow this to keep going and going, you have some responsibility over what's going on, right? At some point, you have to stop. You have to say for your chat to stop. Because what they are saying, people can take screenshots and they will say, oh, you see this content creator was enabling this kind of conversation multiple times, right? One time or something like that, it's okay. Multiple times, multiple screenshots of the same day, it's definitely something that it's not welcome. Other situation with duarktikhq, it's the same as Valley Flying, and this is what I heard from different people. This is how allegedly, but that Valley Flying and duarktikhq, they are really against people have information up front. I understand this in a way because, once again, they are the envoys, they are the ones that should get the information up front, but it's not other people's fault that they put the work to do data mining, and this allows them to have some information a few hours up front. It's not a lot of hours up front. There is minor financial benefits that you might have, but their channels alone, because they are envoys, they have this badge of supposedly credibility that even if they do a video on the same topic, people are still going to watch, as long as it's not like 25 minutes video, right? If you're doing something 25 minutes for some data mines or something, yeah, you need to be careful with that. But this has been expressed by multiple people of this kind of bully and try to monopoly the situation, and once again from multiple sources. Now, the worst situation right now about duarktikhq, it's something that a very high name in the community said. In a public live stream between Taco Shooter and Battery Bill made some very bad remarks in regards to duarktikhq, and it was not very clear what he was trying to say, but he said that he would never meet with duarktikhq because he was such a bad person. So This is something that was never fully clarified about the situation. The live stream is still publicly available, so some people might still find it, but it definitely opened a lot of questions of why the biggest spender in Marvel Strike Force, what this biggest spender in Marvel Strike Force has against the Duarktik. Is it something because of the player's voice and the envoys, once again, people trying to compete and monopoly the information that Scopely is giving, or is something beyond that? It was never clear. Now, we're going to move on from the envoys more to the community managers, and this is where it just keeps adding up people to this opera. So we're going to talk about community manager Lori, community manager Archangel, community manager Cerebro, and community manager Stark. From what I understand, community manager Stark is at the highest level of the community managers. Then it used to be Cerebro, then Lori, then Archangel. Now we have the new community manager, which supposedly is replacing Cerebro. So I guess Stark is still above all of them. Now, in regard to community manager Lori, it seems like she made a transmission of some fake news or something, that we are going to get some event for Gladiator, that these trash orbs that we have been getting from the arena, it's not the release method that they're supposed to have. But then we had the player's voice saying the opposite of that, situation, that yes, indeed, Gladiator, Gore, and Thanos are going to be released only by those orbs. So maybe this is not the first time. I have seen a few screenshots going around of Lori spreading misinformation that after she didn't correct. Maybe she doesn't have the authority to correct those informations after. Maybe it was true in that moment, but if you don't do a correction after, people are going to think that you are just spreading fake news. And this was the case that happened recently. Now, someone in Boylan's video made this comment, and it made me very, very curious. So it seems like community manager Lori, she has already a history of being a community manager for World of Warcraft Brazil, and I even opened this website about the topic, and it's not good. It's really not good. It really makes Lori to look on a bad image, and it seems like the situation is that once again we have major favoritism towards certain content creators for World of Warcraft. And you can guys check this. It's in Portuguese, but if you use Edge, Microsoft Edge browser, you can translate it. So it seemed like Lori was highly favoriting Shaker, which was a content creator for World of Warcraft. And this guy, this Shaker, was caught using bots and on Twitch, so it seems like he is more popular than he really is, and also doing the same kind of bullying that allegedly Valley Flying and Duarktik are doing, where they try to monopolize from information, that they try to cancel competing voices. And it's pretty much what it has been done. Then this Checker guy, which Lori supposedly has defended, he has a group of people on Twitch that are like major trolls that go after these other content creators and try to harass them and cancel them and dox them. And this is something that happened to myself. This happened to myself with Mr. Artgrave and with Valley Flying supporting Mr. Artgrave, and with these attempts of cancellation that they have done. Once again, I understand that this is the livelihood, but when you are militarizing your audience to go attack other people, that's a big problem. That's really a big problem, and it seems like Lori, it's not the first time that this happens, and it's not the first time that Lori just covers up the situation, and these people that she likes, these people that she prefers, she just hides the evidence or ignores any remarks of wrongdoing from these people. Once again, people that are using bots for views and using their audience to harass and try to cancel competing voices on the different platforms, YouTube, Twitch, and so on. But Lori is not the first. Lori is not the first, or it's not the second, or it's not the only. Community Manager Archangel has done exactly the same thing. When Community Manager Archangel came to become a community manager, he was major fan of Mr. Heartgrave. And with being a fan, he had major favoritism towards Mr. Heartgrave, even giving him information before any of the other envoys. So this was even a major step, because Heartgrave was part of the clique, was part of the circle jerk, but because of his connection with the Archangel, he was getting even more information beforehand compared to the other envoys. And this is why the other envoys, part of the circle jerk, once again, Mobile Gamer, Valley Flying, Dorky Dad, Dulum, whatever else, all of them went to attack Heartgrave, right? They all start attacking each other because of this situation. And going back to Mr. Heartgrave and Community Manager Archangel, Mr. Heartgrave, supposedly LGBT defender, supposedly someone that wants you to be vaccinated by force, someone that thinks you are subhuman for not having $20 to spend on Marvel Strike Force. He also made multiple homophobic remarks in regards to Boylan, after Boylan and him had a discussion of want exclusive information on the math videos. So this was something that Heartgrave designed with Community Manager Archangel, or maybe Community Manager Archangel just act of his own end by suggestion to give information exclusively to Mr. Heartgrave, so he does the math videos for the events. Funny enough, Mr. Heartgrave always had the math wrong for the events. Everyone has every now and then, but he was just more often than everyone else, right? So it was actually quite hilarious. But once again, we have this situation where this group on Envoys are just attacking each other, and this time it was Mr. Heartgrave, someone that supposedly he was friends with, someone that he made a campaign with Boylan against me, but then he made the same or worse homophobic remarks, and then he was attacking Boylan as well, and then they stopped talking, they blocked each other, and they stopped being friends with each other. So once again, we have this situation that we have envoys saying things that are not great, and we have a community manager, this time Archangel, making sure that no one knows about all the ugly things that Mr. Heartgrave were doing. And multiple people were reaching out to Community Manager Archangel. How do you let this to go? How is Heartgrave still part of the Envoy program after he says these homophobic things, after he says these racist things, after he calls for the genocide of white people? How can you say stuff like that and he's still an envoy? So it was something absolutely gross. And Community Manager Archangel enabled this situation to happen, and with all the evidence, with screenshots and everything, he never did anything about it. Let's move on to Community Manager Cerebro. In regards to Community Manager Cerebro, we know that he's a hardcore liberal. Take that as you want. He's someone that lives supposedly in California. He's extremely liberal. He's all about open borders, and that you should get an abortion anytime you want, even after birth, which is kind of weird. But this makes sure that he is always in favoritism of people that are or LGBT, like Taco Shooter and Boylan, or people that don't speak about politics, or that display some kind of left-wing politics. Anyone that is a quote-unquote Trump supporter, I favorite Trump, but I'm not American. For me, it does not matter. But let's be honest, between Joe Biden or Kamala Harris or Trump, like, they're all trash. Let's be honest. It's just the best of the worst, right? It's just American politics one-on-one. And this situation created an environment that, once again, Cerebro is really protecting these people. Cerebro had access to some messages from me that were out of context, where I was explaining the situation of the migrant crisis in Europe, and then because of that, like, oh, he doesn't want to talk with me anymore. Even that I had an interview to be an envoy, and I think the interview was quite great. The interview was supposed to be for like 30 minutes, and we were talking for like 1 hour plus. So it was quite nice, but he definitely has this preference over everyone else, right? Left wing, LGBT, different things. It's what he wants. And that's something that some people are against, is to hire people based on some specific criteria, not based on their skills, communication skills, ways of managing communities and so on, and dealing with that. So yeah, that's why I got cancelled right away from being an envoy. And there you go. So once again, we have this display of favoritism towards certain people, and this might be part just of the scopely or boundless philosophy, right? Maybe it's just the way they want to run things, because once again, they're American company. They seem very left-wing in regards to promoting all kinds of left-wing events. So maybe it's something that goes just above Cerebro, even that he has shown his personal preferences on Twitter, now known as X. Now, he has also defended someone that made very ugly remarks, which is Taco Shooter. Taco Shooter used to be an envoy, even that he made like 1 or 2 YouTube videos throughout his life. But he live streamed and he spent a lot of money, and Scopely loves people that stream and spend a lot of money, because this is what they want. They want people that spend money live on streams, so they influence other people to spend money as well. So even that Taco Shooter had disgusting behaviors like farting multiple times live on stream, twerking with his ass showing for the camera, having his dogs having sex on purpose on stream until he got called out for this happening multiple times, and other disgusting behaviors that no decent people would accept. Plus, on top of that, also making homophobic remarks, him being a LGBT member. If you are an LGBT member and you are making homophobic remarks, you are just saying that it doesn't really matter, right? It doesn't really matter. It's if no one should do those remarks, you should not do it yourself as an example of that community. Just because you are part of it, it doesn't mean that you should do it, right? And this is something that, once again, the community managers, specifically Cerebro, which was one of the people that engaged more with Taco Shooter, that they just let it go. They just let it go as it is nothing special. And finally, we have CM Stark. I talked one time with CM Stark. He seemed very nice. I just know him from that one interaction, as he is someone that is very high when it comes in terms of community on Marvel Strike Force. But recent accusations from Boylan, supported by Tauna, say that Dorky Dead, and I assume allegedly Valley Flying, is also part of some campaign that has been done together with Stark to monopolize it, to cancel out other voices that are getting early access information from the data mines, which, once again, data mines are publicly available information. Anyone can do data mines, and they even required them to have an embargo on the data mine information. Why would you have an embargo information? Why wouldn't you have an embargo on publicly available information that anyone can have access? It just seems some ridiculous bureaucratic situation where, once again, we have these people that want to capitalize on the situations and not let other people to capitalize on the situation, even that they are putting the work, and other guys just want to capitalize on it using other people's work. So it's definitely something that has been talked about for a while. This is, once again, it's all allegations, I guess. I also clean my hands from this situation. I'm just saying what I've known for a while and what I have been paying attention. Beyond that, we have other people in the community that have been rallying and that have been participating on these agendas from these envoys, because once again, there is the community managers, there is the envoys, and then there is their servants. One of them is Atem. It's someone that has appeared multiple times on Mobile Gamer videos, and this guy supposedly is also part of the LGBT community. He has some very crazy and dark remarks in some account that is connected with his Twitch, something like that. And he's someone that likes to go around with fake accounts, pretending that he's other people and making all kinds of harassments and saying disgusting things, not only to the person on video, not only the person that is streaming, but also to their own community, the people that are participating in the chat, saying the most disgusting things. And he's not the only one, but he's definitely one of the biggest agents, like we mentioned before with the community manager Lori and this other guy from World of Warcraft Brazil. It seems like they have these group of trolls and a group of people that go harass after everyone else, and that's pretty much it. We can also talk a little bit about not community manager, about Envoy Ambassador Al, that in the past he has been participating on these major dramas as well. He was someone that helped Heartgrave to deal with some of the situations, sometimes also not saying the most ugly things, but at the end of the day, just being extremely fake, not taking responsibility for their actions, not taking responsibility for their community, and just these, it's all these snakes. It's like a pit of snakes where everyone is attacking each other, and it's just something very, very ugly. But this is what I know from this community, Marvel Strike Force, their community managers, their envoys, some of the audience, and some of the content creators that are not part of this. There are some victims, that's true, but there are also a lot of perpetrators. And at the end of the day, what we have to push for is for the truth to be revealed and for people to take responsibility and accountability for their actions and what they allow for their community to do. So this is what I know for now. If there are any more developments on these topics, like what happened now with community manager Lori and the World of Warcraft situation, I will let you guys know. But that's going to be the video. It's ugly. It's very, very ugly. There is a lot of things going on in the background. Some of them, like Remenex situation or Mobile Gamer situation, we could also talk about, but the video is just already way too long. And but that's going to be all for now. So I hope you guys enjoy this video as much as you can. Once again, remember that no one is perfect, and if you like someone for specific topics like Borland, for his mathematics, his analysis of the game, you should still watch him. If you want to check out duarktikhq for his Scourges guides and so on, you should still check out him. Just because people are not perfect, it doesn't mean that they are not worth your time. So that's how I'm going to end the video. So that's going to be all for now, guys. Hope to see you guys later with some more positive information about the game and also the community. So I'll see you guys later.